Right, hi there guys. It's Monday night, so that means match reports. And spoiler alert, we haven't caught a lot of fish this weekend. Sadly, that is how winter goes. I will go into it. I've got two whiteboards now. I've drawn both lakes I've fished. I can give you a little bit of a run through. Still a bit to talk about. Um, Distinct lack of fish though, but that is winter. As it was a question I was asked really early on when I started doing the videos, like if you're having a bad run, what do you have? What do you do about it? There's nothing you can do. It's as simple as that. You've got to realise that just sometimes you're going to have little runs where things don't go your way, and there's two ways of dealing with it. Either one, you get really frustrated. You go to the next match expecting to draw not very well. You don't look at your kit right in the week. You don't put the effort in, and you're just gonna continue the run. The other way, exactly how I am today. I'm nice and upbeat about it. Just accept that, especially in winter, these things do happen. There's nothing you can do about it. Looking on social media, some of the best anglers going have had last on lakes and stuff this week. Um, it's just how it is. If you don't draw and fish in winter, you're going to struggle. It's as simple as that. I've been really lucky over the past 3 or 4 years till COVID hit. Um, I had some lovely draws in the winter. Um, the three individual leagues I've done the last couple of years until, like I say, till the break we had, um, won all of them. The fishing this year, let's be honest, the weather's been so against us. It was mild for a long while, which you would think would be good, but it really isn't. The fish are expecting winter, and when stays that little bit milder, cold nights but mild in the day, they just don't know what's going on. Sends them all over the place. You want some nice settled cold weather, which we didn't have, and then we've gone absolutely bitter. While I've been away, it's gone absolutely bitter. Um, the fish just need to adjust. I hope now we are just looking at the weather. It's been a bit milder today, and it's going to stay 8 to 10 degrees, which is quite warm. Which is warm for this time of year. The fishing is going to be decent. Let's say they're still going to be balled up, but once they get set to it, they do spread out a little bit. The fishing will be better. So yeah, you just got to keep your head up. I'm going to get on with my kit in a minute, get it all ready for next weekend. I had a lovely draw last Sunday. I know another one will come soon. You just have to keep going at it. Keep your head up. Go into every match as though you think you're going to do well. And you get your chance again. That's all I can say. Don't get disheartened, everyone. Don't matter who you are, you ain't going to beat the draw bag all the time. It is a shame when it happens, like this weekend. It's not gone my way. But there's still a little bit to show you. I'm just sorry, I'll just reach over it, get my whiteboards ready. So Saturday, I've been at Rookery all weekend. Saturday it was that lovely sunny day, but it was teams of three, and two of the lakes were frozen. Magpie was really frozen. Raven sort of melted as the day went on, and Crow didn't have a lot of ice on it at all. It's one angler on each, obviously. We went into the day. This one more round after this match we've just fished. Went into it winning the league. Went upstairs and did the draw. Bruno, our teammate's been drawing for us. He drew the first round. I sorted the team out of everything, but he drew the first round because I went straight from the night shift. Just gave me a few minutes at home. Did a great job, so we've just kept him doing it. He's been on incredible form this winter, so just left him to it. But he's finally let us down this weekend. He's drawn, where did he draw? 20 on Crow, which we didn't think would be too bad. Russ has drawn 15 on Raven, next to where he was last time. He actually got 5th on the lake last time, good points. But with it being thrown, I didn't. It's not a great area normally, and I thought he would struggle. And me myself, been drawn 19 on magpie, which is just not where you want to be at all in the winter. And with it being thick ice as well, I honestly did feel I would blank, which isn't a nice feeling when you draw. Your team points are done on where you finish on your lake, so didn't fancy it, at all. There's hardly anything been caught there recently, and with it all being iced up, it was just going to make matters worse. So here is Magpie Lake. I'm going to pull to the side. I'm going to hold it. Hopefully, should be where we're aiming on. Magpie Lake. Peg 1 starts here in the corner. These are some lilies. My art. I'm no artist. Peg 1 is in the corner. That's had some form recently. Peg 2, you've got the bridge in front of you. More pads there. Again, had form recently. It's a bit weird this year because normally in the winter, and 36 is here, look, just over that little bridge, and you fish off the island all the way around. 36 was the best peg in Cambridgeshire for many years in the winter. It's where I had the 400 pound, and I've done the video for Matrix, the snag fishing one. I know a lot of people have enjoyed that. That's where that is. And the fish all sit in them pads in the winter. And then once they've been caught a lot, they push through to 1 and 2. This winter, them pegs have been terrible. I don't know why. All the fish have lived down this end still. Normally that's the void. 32 and 34 have been the pegs. They're always good all year round. 34's into the open water. 32's got the island. You can't reach it with poles. It's about 18, 19 metres. Loads of fish up there. And they have just moved into 1 and 2. 36 has still been poor. There's an island on peg 5 there. Another one on peg 8 around here. I've marked 15 because it was the next peg to me. He's got like a floating island they've put in just to try and spread the fish around a bit more. Then you go around, and I was 19, and as you can see, it narrows right up here, and it's actually only 13 metres across to the island where like they're fishing, and then it widens back out again. Going around, I've marked 25 because that was actually the next peg. There was no one along here, which again, when the fish don't want to feed, I'm adamant, and a lot of people feel the same, that having a lot of room, I know in the summer it's a godsend. In the winter, then fish just back off where you can't get them. And I did think my best chance of catching fish would be chucking a maggot feeder this way, round here somewhere. But it was iced up, so I couldn't do that. Hoped it would melt during the day, took my little 9-foot rods with me to my peg, but it never did melt. Now, it's shallow as well. You've got 4 foot everywhere, 4.5 foot, and you can get into sort of just over 3 foot across. There's a load of reeds here. You did think maybe dobbing would be alright there, but there was so much commotion breaking the ice. They actually put a boat out for us. Went round and broke all the pegs, and they put the boat in on mine on 19, went across the far bank, did me one channel, and then gone straight down the far bank to 25 and did theirs. Now, I wish they hadn't, in all honesty. With ice breaking, I will do a little video on ice breaking, because there is a little art to it. You normally want 2 or 3 channels breaking off, but because that was all broke and then that was broke, if I broke a channel here or here, all the ice was just, it wasn't attached to our sun. It's just going to be a lump of ice floating around. You don't want that. You want to leave as much ice there and fish against it. It's like fishing up to cover, and you'll find all your bites come against the ice. It's far, far better. So I broke that one channel, and then I've walked down to 18, thrown my icebreaker out to sort of 13, 14 metres, as far as I could throw it. Broke a channel there, and I've gone round onto the island and netted all along the bank out. Cleared all my channel out, cleared all on there so I could dob later on. I didn't want to do it straight away. All the disturbance weren't going to work. So I could get into a deep water one here. What I was going to have to do was guide them straight back, straight along the island, round the ice as such, and then back down my channel. But it left me some ice to fish against. This way I didn't go and break a bit. I was just going to fish in 3 foot, like further along, because I felt all the fish were going to be this way anyway. Just gave me somewhere else to go if needed. I did think, like I say, I thought I was going to blank. I've literally set up 3 pole rigs, all on real light gear, just trying to get a bite. One tiny little 4x10. It was flat calm. For the deep water, just 2 number 12 droppers, just to keep laying it past them, just trying to annoy one if it come in the peg. A little 4x8 for a cross, even lighter, and a little 0.1 dobbin rig. And I've started at 11 metres in the deepest water, in 4 foot, bottom of the first shelf, just over 4 foot. Started with 2 pinkies on the hook, just tapping in literally 4 maggots. And amazingly, after a couple of minutes, I've had a bite, gone under, and a foul hooked a little. There's some stocky F1s in there, like I've said before. I'll put this down. And it's come off as I've been bringing it in. And I've gone back out, and the floats, the next 5 minutes, I've had 4 or 5 little dips, struck at them all, nothing on there, like little liners. And then that was it. Wherever I've gone in the peg, I've not had a bite. And I've finally caught my first fish after 2.5 hours against the reeds on the far bank, tapping mat, never a bite, dobbing. I thought that channel off towards 15 would be my best. Never had a bite there. I've finally caught a roach across, so I avoided the blank, and I honestly was thinking I was going to blank. And then that's been it till the last half hour, where, well, the last hour, the ice has melted a bit off to my, sorry, I'm set that way, off to my left, and I fished 16 metres. The ice, just the edge of the ice melted, so I could get in the deeper water against the ice at 16 metres that way. What's made me do it is 36 wasn't catching. He hadn't had a fish after 3.5 hours, and the ice has melted a bit here, and he's fished long out into no man's land, in all honesty. And he's had 6 or 7 carp there. So I thought I will go that way. They're just sat in between us, let's say. They're sat in a room where no one is. Really wanted someone here to help push them about a bit. And I finally had an F1 there with half hour to go, and then a perch, and that was my lot. Weighed £1.12, the lowest weight I've ever had in a match since I got back into it 8 or 9 years ago. Last on the lake, £6 was second from last. It didn't fish well, like 12, £14 was midway. Peg 15 has actually won the lake. He's caught, well, I've watched him because he's been in my eye line all day. He's caught £41. He's not caught much late on, but he's had 1 carp, and there's been a ball of the new F1s there, and he's just caught an odd F1, quite steady. Peg Adam on 1 or 2, can't remember which one he's on. He's caught a couple of carp dobbing, and then he's just got odd ones fishing to the pads. And 32 and 34 have both got really well late on, gone from nowhere to really well. So last on the lake, I did sadly expect it. There's nothing you could do about it. There's just no reason for them fish to be in that narrow bit. It's a peg I actually like. I've won a lot of matches. I've won the match off it most times. I've drawn it in the summer, or been second. Got some big weights there. You can fish shallow against the reeds and stuff like that, because it does offer you an advantage then, because you can reach the island. It's like a snake lake, but in the wind, there's just no reason for him to be there. So yeah, very disappointing for me. Russ has been on 15. He's literally had the trouble of the boat again. It's not helped him. It's gone and broke everywhere out. And as the ice is forward, he's been the only one down his bank, which again the fish have just backed off. He's had 1 carp, £5 after an hour, and then he's had 1 more with 5 minutes to go. But he's had to stop fishing for an hour, where everyone's ice has blown across his peg. Again, been better with just some channels, I'm sure. But it's one of them. They tried to help us out. They did help us out, because no one would have been ready to start, because the ice was quite thick. And Bruno, so Russ had £10. He's beat 3 on the lake, and Bruno's been 7th on his. So a cricket score, 25 points. We were last on the day, but we knew we had drawn bad, so on a hard day, which is unfortunate. We've dropped down to joint second now. Joint second with Tom Edwards and John Wincup's team. Matt Pollard, Polly's team, they're 3 points ahead of us. You do drop your worst league team result, so we'll obviously, well, I hope so. Hope with the last round in a couple of weeks we can jump back up to first. We will drop that. We'd, like I say, joint second. Tom's team have actually got an even worse dropper than us. They were last round. It's just winter. If you don't draw right, like I say, there are odd pegs, and they had one like we had this week. So all to play for in 2 weeks, but we had a lead and we've lost that lead now. So it is a bit disappointing, but every team has had a blowout along the way. We've been consistent other than that. On to the individual league on Sunday. It was on Magpie again. All the ice had melted, and that is the worst time to go fishing because the water is at its very, very coldest because it's all ice water going through. It was on Magpie and Raven. Wanted a bung hole on Magpie because thought Raven would be rock hard. It was hard the day before. £41 won it from peg 11, this is Raven. It's just a horseshoe. That side is longer. 11 is probably the best peg in the winter on there. You've got the reeds there. You've got a lot more water because it's on a point. 18 here is also good. 22. It's strange because the fish move round. Like, it's really weird. Jay, the other snake lake, is exactly the same. You draw where you think, well, not just speaking for me, other people who you would swear they've drawn bang on, good angler will win the match and they struggle. They just seem to move around everywhere. They can 22 throws up a lot in the winter. There's some reeds there. Let's say Russ was here. That little back bit, it's not as wide, and again, it's not as good an area as these bits. Generally, and then every now and again it does throw up. I've drawn peg 2. Tom Edwards was on it the day before. He was second on the lake with 30 something pound. Caught 4 dobbin and then a few on maggots across. So I was really happy with that. It was a bit different in this league because 3 was in where he hadn't had that, and you're sort of sharing the little reed bed you've got, which is obviously not so good. 1 isn't in. I was end peg. And my section, it was just 4. There was strange numbers, so there are 4 peg sections for the league. So ours was 2, 3, and then I think it was 5 and 6 was our section. So it plums up. Raven's very weird. I had 3 foot tight over here, and then in front of the reeds and like just back, 13. It's 14 meters wide. This is at 13 or 13 and a half meters, something like that. I had 4 foot, and then it goes down into like nearly 7 foot if you come a section back. I've just set up 4 rigs, 1 for 3 foot. I didn't plan to use. I didn't think that'd be as good. My rig for down the middle the day before, I used the same rig. Nice little float. Again, it was nice and calm. Just laying bait past them. I had 1 line here, 1 straight in front of me at the edge of the reeds, and 1 in front of the reeds. I thought this one would be the better one, but that was going to be the last one I fished because I wanted to catch what I could on the not so good ones and work that way. And then I just threw maggots here in deep water, and that was it. Started the match dobbing across, started straight in front of me, had a £2 carp straight away, which was nice start, just dobbing bread. And then no more bites the next 10 minutes. I've just slowly worked along, and I've got to, there was a bit sticking out halfway along, just about as far as I was allowed to go. And I've missed the bite, and then I fouled up one and lost it. And then the next 20 minutes I've had 3 more carp and an F1, and then no bites. Peg 3 was coming as close as he could towards me because he wasn't catching in front of him. He did eventually have 1 carp there, but I got a nice lead on him. They were catching up here, I could see that. And I didn't want to go, there was obviously no more dobbers. I've searched all around. I thought it was going to be terrible, so I didn't want to just go and put feed in and kill it. So I'll give it another half hour dobbing round, no bites. And then peg 3, Dale, has gone out just tapping maggots in front of him, and he's had 3 or 4 quickly. Only F1s, but catching, so I've had to do the same. Gone in 4 foot, started straight in front, and he was getting on, and then he started a couple of new lines up, and he's caught an odd one there, and it wasn't good for me. I did eventually catch 2 carp there on maggots, not many signs though. And I've gone off this way, and I've had 1 F1 over there. We're now like 2 hours in. bites are completely dried up for everyone in my section, in all honesty. Dale's caught 2 or 3 very small F1s, so I've gone on to me reed. Had another quick dob, no bites. Gone feeding where I thought my bites would come from, and I've not had a bite. This is 2 hours in, and in all honesty, I've had one more bite the rest of the match. Never caught short, never caught on any of them lines, not one line or nothing. And I've set up a couple of just maggots with my deep water rig in like 7 foot, one there and one there, just tapping in 6 maggots on each, like putting 12 in my cup and tapping and just swapping between the two. I've had one bite on the right hand one from another £3 carp, and it's the only bite I've had the last 3 hours. Dale's last hour and a half has caught another F1 again, and I just couldn't get a bite. There was obviously just a few little F1s there. He's not caught big fish, but he thought I was beating him, but deep down I knew he was just sneaking ahead. And come the way in, I've had £23, Dale's had 27, and the other 2 guys in our section haven't weighed. They've caught literally next to nothing. From there on, it's been brilliant though. Sod's law, just how it goes.